I'm Melissa from KCOD Radio and melissamusical.com. I'm here with
Two-fifths of the Maine.
Two-fifths of the Maine, yeah. Okay. So can I have you guys personally introduce yourselves and tell us your role in the band?
I'm Kennedy. I play guitar.
And I'm Jared. I play guitar too.
Okay. So how would you guys describe your music for somebody who's never listened before?
It's loud.
Yeah, it's loud. I mean, our live show, I guess, if we want to talk about that, we try to add some dynamics in. We mix up songs a lot. It's kind of hard to pinpoint its sound. We've changed a lot over the last 7 years, but we've always been influenced by kind of American rock, so I guess that's a good starting point, but I don't know if I'm selling it very well right now, but that's about all I got.
Okay, so you guys have a new album, Forever Halloween. What made you guys choose that name, Forever Halloween?
That was racked up in John's brain a bit.
Give it a shot, Ken. You want me to try?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, it's weird. It's kind of like a collection of things that happen. We had a sit down with one of our favorite artists. His name is Ryan Adams, and it was right when we were starting to talk about how we were going to record the album. And at some point, he was doing something, and he said something about a Halloween store called like Halloween Forever, Forever Halloween. And so that kind of started the idea. That kind of planted the idea. But I think more so now, what it means is more of like, everyone seems to wear a costume from time to time, and I feel like it's more about embracing that and celebrating the fact that you're not always just one person. There's multiple different sides to everybody, I feel like. So and this album even is kind of represented in that light for us because it's so different than things that we've done before. We recorded it live and into tapes, so it's kind of an all-encompassing sort of thing.
Yeah. Like at first when I heard the album title, I was like a bit confused. But then like when I started listening to the songs, it was like it all made sense.
Cool, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a vibe.
So you guys recorded this album live on tape.
Yes.
What made you guys choose to record it that way? It's pretty interesting. Like you can actually hear the last song like end basically, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was the tape just kind of ran out on that track. I think just a lot of the music we're influenced by is done in that way, and we were really hoping to kind of go back to some of the roots of recording, and we enjoy playing live, and we're confident playing together, and we felt it would be suiting to do so on the record.
All right. So was it difficult to record the album live?
Was it difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could imagine.
For us, it was the first time we had done anything like that. So, the way that we had to prepare for it was totally different. In the past, you could leave a lot of things blank until you get to the studio and then kind of fill in the blanks as you're going because everything's on a computer and you can kind of drop yourself in wherever you want to go and fix stuff. But this time around, we recorded, I was playing guitar, Kenny was playing guitar, Pat on the drums, Garrett was recording bass, and for like 80% of the album, John was singing vocals at the same time. So we were tracking all these things at the same time. So for us, it was really important to figure everything out really, really well before we got to the studio, so that when we got there, we could execute. And so that was the hardest thing. Was once you have the song the way that you want it, you have to kind of capture lightning in a bottle. I've heard people describe it like that. You have to really capture like the emotion of the song, and certain takes just don't have a feel to them. So we just kept going until we got a take that everyone was pretty happy on, and so we would keep those and go back and revisit, and if we still liked them, then that would be the final track.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I own it now.
That's awesome.
So which song was the hardest to record live?
I mean, personally, I had a really tough time. The last track on the album, it's the title track, it's Forever Halloween, and everything was fine as far as doing the like core of the recording process for that song. Everyone played well and it was fine, but then there was this guitar solo at the end of the song, and for whatever reason I was just having a bad day, just a really frustrating time trying to get this solo, and like I just remember being really angsty and like very irritated, and You know, normally we try to keep things really fun and like lighthearted in the studio, but for whatever reason that day that guitar solo kind of got to me. So if you listen to it on the album, it's kind of like you can kind of hear me being frustrated, which I think is kind of funny. It ended up being like an emotional thing. So
Sounds pretty cool. So
Yeah, for me, working on the song "Run" was a little bit was the hardest one for me. Just quick changes. It's a quick song.
So you guys have a new music video out for the song "Love and Drugs," which is off that album. And a lot of people wanted to know. This is like the most question asked that I've gotten, like from people that knew I was gonna question you guys. Yes.
yeah, everyone keeps asking that question,
That
and
is
we're
the
not
question.
going to answer.
Yeah, I
it.
think we're just gonna leave that one blank.
It's
for
a
now.
kid.
There's so many like.
There's a lot of
Stories.
theorists out
Yeah.
there. We're very active in our YouTube channel. We've been reading the comments and stuff, and it's really interesting.
They're really like long. They mean like about all these elaborate stories. and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's pretty crazy. I mean, and I think that is really amazing. I think that the fact that I won't say whether or not we planned that, but the fact that people can just take something. For us, it's just art. It's a representation of the song, but for other people, they're attaching so many different meanings to it, which I think is really cool. I think that's kind of the draw of any band is you listen to them or you see their videos and you kind of attach your own meanings to it. So, you know, for us, it's really cool to see how active our fans are and trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we should shed any more light on it than that. We'll leave
So I
it a
guess it's
mystery.
basically whatever they want it to be.
It is, yes.
Okay. Okay. So in one scene, like John jumps off the second story. Did he do that? Was he the one doing that, or was that like a stunt double?
Yeah, no, he did. And it was funny. We were all waiting inside, and we didn't know when it was going to happen, and we were all trying to be quiet because they were filming. So all of a sudden, he just flies
You
out.
just heard these footsteps, and then John comes flying. Like we were watching out, like see him just like fly into the pool, and so that was like, you know, when you're filming a video, there's a lot of just waiting around, and so that was like the moment in the day where it's like the climax of the video, I guess. So. It was just funny. John always ends up like wet in our videos. Like that's been the
Wet
theme
and
lately.
cold.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So the song "Forever Halloween." Can you guys like tell us more about it, like in depth about it, like behind the lyrics or lyrically?
Well,
Musically, I think for us as a band, it's just a graduation for us. I think like it's something that we wouldn't have been able to record on certain previous albums. I think it's just it's an exploration. You know, that song is for me my favorite on the record. You know, it's kind of just a
I think we didn't do it on
Lyrically,
purpose,
yeah.
but it ended up tying the record together really well, at least in my opinion, because
right.
you know the record is kind of this kind of dark struggle of the sound, and then you get to the last track, which is "Forever Halloween," and it starts out really kind of somber, and then it gets kind of goes to
Kind of got a lot of those emotions.
yeah,
in
and it's in a minor key, so it's kind of dark, but then towards the end of the song, it starts to build, and it kind of gives more of a release at the end of the record. So, you know, I don't know if that was a conscious thought, but listening back to it, that's kind of what it ended up being.
All right. So you guys have been playing music for pretty while now. So what made you guys want to stick with music?
We just love it.
Good answer, dude. I mean, to elaborate, I guess. I don't know. I just think that when you find something that you really like doing and you're passionate about it, if you can find success with that, you have to keep working towards it. And that's always been our motto is to never stop working. I feel like as soon as you stop moving your arms, you're going to sink. Mm-hmm. So we've always kind of ran our band the same way since day one. We've tried to be really active with our fans, and I think that we're at a point where we've connected with enough people and we have a core fan base that allows us to continue to tour. And you know, I'm not sick of it. I don't think these guys are. We're having a good time.
All right. Now, is it okay if I ask you some fun questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you have?
Dinner with anybody.
Dead or alive?
Could be anybody.
Wow.
Anybody that's ever existed or is existing.
Oh, that's a really tough one.
Yeah, a lot of people have a tough time with this one.
Holy cow. I'd like to sit down with the original line of the Beatles. I think that'd be awesome.
Cool.
I'd like to pick their brains. And I mean,
Yeah, John Lennon would be a very interesting person to talk to.
yeah, it's
What would
that's
we
just a band.
probably-
That's just a band that did things that are so unprecedented,
I would
especially
just
for that
eat
time.
really good pizza.
And then I'd eat pizza with the Beatles.
course.
I think that's
So if you could be the main character in any movie, who would you be?
The
Any character.
the
it doesn't have to
monkey in The Lion King.
okay. Rafiki is his name.
Rafiki.
He's cool.
be a bit crazy, but cool.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. So I don't know. If that's fine.
Okay.
I would be any Jason Statham character in any Jason Statham movie ever, because I think he's a badass.
All right. So what is currently your top played song?
For me, it's probably "Band on the Run" from Paul McCartney.
Been listening to Foles a lot lately. They have a song called "My Number." It's just a really groovy song. I listen to that a bunch.
Okay. So if you guys could choose a theme song for each other, what would you choose?
I'd choose the Final Countdown for Kenny.
I'd choose "Return to Innocence."
Okay. Is that Enya?
It's Enigma. I think.
Is
yeah,
it? Okay.
Yeah.
How does it go?
And return to innocence.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Cool.
So where can people check out more about you guys?
Well, we have a Facebook. It's so funny. WeAreTheMaine.net is our kind of our hub.
You can Google.
Yes.
You can
Our
Google
band
us. You can ask Siri about us.
Google's very smart.
You can ask your friends.
Okay. They probably know.
It might.
Okay. So do you have a message to any of the fans that are coming to this tour?
Yeah. Thanks for. Well, if you're coming to this tour, thanks for buying tickets. That's awesome. And thanks for paying attention to our band for the last 7 years. That's really important too. We appreciate that.
Overall, just thank you.
Yeah. Just a
Alright.
general thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks a lot.